The bullet tore through my chest like a freight train from hell. But it was the betrayal in my father's eyes that really killed me. "You always were a disappointment, Esther," he'd spat just hours before, his voice dripping with that same old venom that had poisoned our family for years. And now, as the world faded to black in that godforsaken Iraqi outpost, I realized the truth. He'd sold me out to the insurgents for a quick payout from some shadowy contractor gig, trading his daughter's life for a fat check to bail out his failing auto shop back in Ohio. I gasped awake in my childhood bedroom, the faded posters of boy bands curling at the edges like ghosts from a life I thought I'd escaped. Sweat soaked my tank top, heart hammering against ribs that shouldn't be whole anymore because they weren't. Not in a life I'd just left behind. It was 2015, the summer before my senior year at Kent State, and the alarm clock blinked 7:14 a.m. in angry red digits. I'd been dead for 8 years in that other timeline.
重生
They call it in those old Vietnamese folktales Mom used to whisper before Dad beat the stories out of her. Reborn. Given a do-over. But this wasn't some fairy tale reset button. This was a loaded gun in my hand. And I knew exactly who to aim it at first. My name is Esther Nguyen. And in the life I just clawed my way back from, I was Captain Esther Nguyen, U.S. Army Intelligence, decorated for pulling intel that saved a platoon from an ambush, but crucified by the very man who raised me.
Dad.
Richard Rick Nguyen, the all-American vet turned small-town bigot, who'd married my Vietnamese mom for her looks and green card, then resented us both when his glory days in Nam soured into a lifetime of bar tabs and bad bets. He'd mocked my ROTC dreams from day one, called it playing soldier, while he guzzled Bud Lights and ranted about real men at the VFW hall. But that wasn't the half of it. In my first life, after I enlisted post 9/11 fever, he didn't just ridicule, he leaked my deployments to his shady business associates, men with ties to black market arms dealers who paid top dollar for U.S. troop movements. One tip too many. And boom, my outpost wired with IEDs. My team vaporized, me bleeding out with his voice echoing in my head.
Now,
at 18 again, I had the memories of a 26-year-old ghost, every classified file, every betrayal mapped out like a kill sheet. The air smelled of Mom's faux simmering downstairs, a scent that twisted my gut because in that other life, she'd OD'd on pills 6 months after my funeral. Unable to face the accident, Dad spun to the cops.
No accident.
He'd pushed her, verbally at first, then with fists when the insurance check bounced. I swung my legs off the bed, bare feet hitting the threadbare carpet, and stared at the mirror. Same mousy brown hair, same sharp cheekbones from Mom's side, but my eyes, God, they burned with a fire he wouldn't see coming. This time, I'd enlist smarter, climb faster, and bury him before he could bury me. Revenge wasn't a dish best served cold, it was a precision strike. And I was the damn drone. Downstairs, the kitchen was a war zone of domestic bliss and buried minds. Mom hovered over the stove, her slight frame swallowed by an oversized flannel shirt, Dad's, of course, stirring lemongrass with mechanical precision. She looked up, her smile fragile as rice paper. Esther. Honey. Breakfast? You look like you've seen a ghost. Worse than that.
Ma.
Just a bad dream, I lied, sliding into a chair. Dad lumbered in from the garage, grease-streaked overalls hugging his beer gut, wiping hands on a rag that smelled like failure. He was 52 here, still vital enough to terrorize. But I knew the cracks, the gambling debts piling up at the track, the side hustle with ex-army buddies fencing knockoff parts. In my old life, those buddies turned out to be the contractors who'd greenlit my hit. "Mornin', princess," he grunted, plopping down and snatching the sports section. "Heard you aced that history final. Still chasing those college fairy tales? Waste of time.
Get a real job.
Like your old man." The words hit like shrapnel, but I swallowed the rage, forcing a laugh that sounded too brittle even to me.
Yeah, Dad. Real job.
"Maybe I'll join the army.
Huh.
Follow in your footsteps." He barked a laugh, spraying coffee grounds. "Army? You? Christ. Esther, you'd break a nail. Stick to waitressing or something. Least you could do is help with the shop bills." His eyes flicked to Mom,
Accusatory.
as if her immigrant thrift was the problem, not his losing streaks. I gripped my chopsticks till my knuckles whitened, memories flooding. The day I shipped out in 17. Him toasting with cheap whiskey. "Don't embarrass me, kid." Then, post-promotion to lieutenant. A care package of nothing but his old dog tags and a note. "Big shot now? Prove it." He'd never visited, never called, because he was too busy cashing checks from the leaks. But today, I played along. "Maybe you're right." Shop sounds. Stable. Mom shot me a worried glance, but I held her eyes. "Trust me.
Ma.
This time, we win." Breakfast dragged. A minefield of small talk about the Browns' lousy season and Aunt Linda's latest divorce. Dad ranted about illegals undercutting his business. Ironic, since Mom's family had fled Saigon legally in 75. Papers he'd burned in a fit once. I nodded, filed it away. Every slur was ammo. School that day was a surreal rewind. Kent State 15, baggy jeans, flip phones, the echo of Obama's second term on the radio. My best friend, Jamie Blonde, bubbly, the girl who'd cover for me in my old life when deployments pulled me away, waved from her locker. "Esther, spill, that hot debate team guy asked about you." I forced a grin, but inside, timelines collided. Jamie had been my maid of honor in that ghost marriage to Tom, my squad mate, before an insurgent sniper ended us both on honeymoon leave. Later, I murmured, scanning the halls. No sign of the future yet, but I knew the players. Tyler, the golden boy quarterback who'd bully me into silence in this life, only to enlist and rat out my ops for frat boy glory in the next. And Sarah, his sister, the perfect girl who'd seduce Dad's associates for intel that greased the betrayal wheel. Class blurred, AP Gov, dissecting the Patriot Act with a fervor that startled Mr. Hargrove. "Gwen, you sound like you've lived through this," he quipped. "If only you knew." After the bell, I hit the library, not for cramming, but reconnaissance. My laptop, clunky Dell, dial-up screech, pulled up ROTC schedules. Enlistment age, 17 with parental consent. Dad would sign, laughing it off as a phase. But I'd need leverage. The shop's books, in my memories, he'd skimmed VA benefits, falsified invoices. A quick search on public records, Ohio's lax on that, confirmed the debts. Phase 1, anonymous tips to the IRS, timed for maximum chaos. Home by 5. The garage hummed with Dad's curses over a rusted Chevy. I leaned in the doorway, arms crossed. "Need a hand?" He glanced up, suspicious. "What? You suddenly a mechanic? Go set the table." Actually,
Dad.
I was thinking about that army thing. ROTC at school starts next week. Could be fun. His wrench clattered. Fun? Girl. That's for boys with balls. You'll quit crying after the first push-up. The old me would have shrunk. New me leaned closer. Bet I won't. Bet I make captain someday. Salutes and all. What then?
Huh?
Still call it a joke. He straightened, towering, that vein in his neck pulsing like a warning shot. Watch your mouth, Esther. I fought in Nam so you could flip burgers without worry. Don't mock it. Mock? You'd know about mocking. You son of a I bit it back. Just dreaming big.
Dad.
Like you taught me. Dinner was tense. Mom's spring rolls untouched as Dad monologued about kids these days. But under the table, my foot tapped Morse code. Patience. That night, in bed, I sketched plans on notebook paper, enlist, accelerate through OCS, embed in Intel where I could trace his contacts. The contractors, Blackwater wannabes, names like Harlan Crow, ex-Marine turned merc, who'd wired the payout in my deathbed haze. Twist, Crow was Dad's AA sponsor, the reformed buddy pulling strings. Sleep came fitful. Dreams splicing timelines, sandstorms in Fallujah. Mom's funeral spray. Dad's smug eulogy. My brave girl. Taken too soon. Bullshit. Dawn broke with resolve. Day 2 of rebirth. Infiltrate. ROTC's sign-up was a breeze. Form signed in study hall. Waiver forged with a steady hand. Perks of muscle memory. Coach Ramirez, grizzled Latino with a purple heart, eyed me.
When?
Your pops was in country with my uncle. You sure? Sure then you know. Born ready, sir. Afternoons blurred into drills. Push-ups till my arms screamed. Runs that blurred the Ohio flats into desert mirages. Jamie tagged along once.
Giggling.
You're intense.
S.
What's the fire? Long story. I panted, spotting Tyler across the field, tossing a football with that entitled smirk. In old life, he'd enlisted post-grad, bonded with my unit over beers, then sold chords for a poker debt. This time, I'd recruit him early, bind him tight. Week's end, Dad cornered me in the driveway, his breath sour. Heard you're playing G.I. Joe. Cut the crap, Esther. College or nothing. We can't afford your delusions. Delusions? The irony burned. Sign the enlistment papers when I turn 18.
Dad.
Or I'll find a way. His slap came fast, ringing my ear. The old familiar sting. Mom gasped from the porch, but I didn't flinch. Held his gaze. Hit me again, and you'll regret it. He blinked. Thrown, the first crack.
Ungrateful brat.
Night fell, and I hacked his email from the library PC, password nom75, pathetically predictable. Inboxes bloated with pleas to bookies. Flirty notes to Barb at the track. And their first contact from Crow. Dated last month. Rick. Old timer. Got a lead on parts. Meet in Cincy. Bring the girl stories. Clients love them.
Clients.
My blood iced. Phase 2. Bait the hook. Summer scorched on. ROTC hardening me like forge fire. I bulked protein shakes. Studied Sun Tzu by flashlight. All warfare is based on deception. Dad's ridicule aunt. Look at you. Buzzcut and boots.
What?
Gonna salute the mailman next. I'd smile. Lethal. Something like that. Mom noticed the shift, pulling me aside one humid evening as cicadas screamed. Esther. You different. Scary different. What's wrong? Everything and nothing.
Ma.
Just growing up. Promise. It'll be okay. She hugged me fierce, her tears hot on my shoulder. In old life, this was the last pure moment before the calls dried up. Not again. August hit. My birthday. Dad shoved a card with $20, grumbling, "Don't blow it on camo." I waited till he passed out, then slipped his signature onto the enlistment waiver, clean, notarized by a sympathetic clerk who'd lost a brother in Afghanistan. Army-bound. Delayed entry program. 6 months to prep the trap. School year kicked off with a bang, me. Top of PT scores. Tyler sniffing around like a puppy. Hey.
When?
You joining the team? Could use a tough chick. Tough.
You'd see.
Maybe. If you can keep up. He laughed. But I saw the hook set. Jamie rolled her eyes. He's a tool.
S.
Aim higher. Higher. OCS Sims. Downloaded PDFs on Signals Intel. Nights. I'd trace Crow's web. Public filings showed his firm. Apex Security. Laundering through Ohio shells. Dad's shop was a drop point. Invoices fudged for consulting. October. First test. Anonymous email to the VA fraud line. Attaching scanned receipts from Dad's desk. Veteran benefits misused. Check Richard and Gwyn.
Kent. Oh.
Watch the ants swarm. By Thanksgiving, auditors knocked. Dad stormed home. Face purple. Who the hell ratted? Esther. You know something? I stirred gravy. Calm as a sniper. Ratted? On what? Dad? Your hero status. Mom shrank, but he exploded, slamming the table. This is your fault. Pushin' that army bullshit. Distracted me. Distraction?
Perfect.
Sign my papers. Or next it's the cops on those parts deals. His eyes narrowed. Calculating. Blackmail? From my own blood. Blood? You spilled mine first. Family sticks together. Right? Truce held. Brittle. He signed, muttering curses. Enlistment official. Basic at Fort Benning. January. Winter whipped in. Snow blanketing secrets. Jamie threw a going-away bash, keg stands. Bad hip-hop, but I nursed a soda. Eyes on Tyler. Enlist with me, I pitched. Buddies in arms. He grinned.
Buzzed.
Hell yeah. Adventure.
Dates. Glory. Glory.
I'd choke him with it. Christmas. Dad's gift. A dog-eared copy of Catch, 22. Read it. Smartass. War's a joke. I did. Underlining Yossarian's rage. Mom's gift. Jade earrings. For luck.
Gone guy? Daughter.
Her voice cracked, she knew. New Year's. Alone on the porch. I toasted the stars. To second chances. Basic was hell reborn. Drills in Georgia clay. Sergeants barking like demons. But I thrived top shot. Navigator extraordinaire. Letters home? Sanitized. To Dad. Learning real work. His replies. Postcards of indifference. AIT in Virginia. Intel school. Where timelines locked. Classmates buzzed with post-Snowden paranoia. I absorbed crypto. Human-like gospel. Tyler washed out early. Twisted ankle. Freak accident from a rigged obstacle. I'd whispered sabotage to a rival DI. One less leak. OCS. Fort Huachuca. 19 now. Accelerated track. Sweat. Strategy. Stars aligning. Promotion to second lieutenant. Pins on shoulders.
Mom weeping via Skype.
Dad silent. Deployment loomed. Afghanistan. 2018. But first, home leave. The trap. Kent, Ohio. July swelter. I rolled up in dress blues. Bars gleaming. Duffel slung. Mom hugged till I bruised. She looked frail, but eyes sparked. Captain already? My girl. Second lieutenant.
Ma.
But soon. Dad at the VFW. Holding court. I walked in. Uniform crisp. Salutes snapping from vets who'd served with him. Lieutenant Gwyn, one bellowed. Hand to brow. He froze mid-beer. Foam dripping. What, they Esther? The room hushed. I stood tall. Reporting home. Sir. His face cycled. Shock. Rage. Something darker. Fear? This a prank? You look ridiculous. A major. Graying. Clapped my back. Ridiculous? Kid's got more brass than half this bar. Rick. Your daughter's a natural. Pulled top scores in intel sims. Salutes rippled. Chairs scraping. Dad's mouth worked. Fish-like. Intel?
That's.
Desk work. I met his eyes.
Steel.
It's the kind that saves lives.
Dad.
Or ends them. The barb landed, he paled, excusing himself to the John. Victory won, but the war raged. That night. Family dinner, Mom's feast. Tension thick. Proud of you. Esther, she whispered. Dad poked turkey.
Sullen.
So, when you shipping out, quick in, quick out, right? Indefinite.
Sir.
But I've got leads on. Family matters. His fork stilled. Crow had emailed last week, Rick. Send cords on that asset deployment. Big payout. I'd flagged it to Jag anonymously. Post-dinner.
Garage confab.
What are you playing at? Girl, this uniform don't make you tough. Tougher than you. Just tying loose ends.
Dad.
Like that Apex gig. Harlan Crow, nice guy. He lunged, but I sidestepped. Hand on his wrist, twist from basic.
Easy.
Or I call him peas. Blackmail again? After all I done? Done? Sold my soul. All you've done is dig your grave. Sign over the shop to Mom. Walk away clean. Or I bury the leaks. His laugh was hollow. Leaks? What leaks? The ones that got troops killed. Including mine. Next time around. He blanched. Did he sense the ghost? You're crazy. Crazy wins wars.
Dawn.
He capitulated. Papers drawn. Notary at dawn. Mom owned free and clear. Tears as she signed. Unknowing the blood price.
Deployment. Kabul.
Dust and drones. I rose fast, captain by 20. Intel gold. Tyler? Re-enlisted under me. His loyalty a leash. But Dad's web unraveled. IRS liens. Crow indicted on treason, my tips. Untraceable.
Terror.
2022. Home again. VFW packed, Dad. Diminished. Nursed a coke. Heard about Crow. Tough break. I saluted the flag. Justice.
Dad.
American as apple pie. He nodded. Broken. You were right. About everything. Mom thrived, shop flipped to a bistro. Faux booming. Jamie married a teacher. I stood bridesmaid. Timelines healed. But the twist? In a final file dump, Crow's laptop, seized, leaked to me via channels, showed Dad's first tip was a money. It was revenge. I'd aced his spot in nom reserves, stealing his glory.
Petty.
Profound betrayal. I confronted him porchside. Stars witnessing.
Why?
Dad? Really?
He sighed.
Old man now. You were better. Always were.
Couldn't stand it.
Forgiveness?
No.
But closure. Goodbye. Richard. I shipped out final tour. Promotion to major pending. No freeze this time, just salutes. Endless. For the woman reborn. In the end, rebirth wasn't vengeance's end. It was mine. And damn, it tasted like freedom. Kabul's nights were a symphony of distant booms and whispering winds, the kind that carried secrets across the Hindu Kush like contraband. My hooch, prefab box with a cot and a laptop that hummed like a hornet's nest, felt more like home than Ohio ever had. Captain now, with a corner office in the JSOC annex.
I port oversæt feeds.
Tracing ghost networks that echoed Dad's old sins. It was 2020. COVID a distant hum stateside. But here, war didn't pause for pandemics. My team, handpicked, loyal, decoded chatter from Taliban splinter cells. The same veins Crow had fattened in my first life.
Mom.
Got a hit, Specialist Reyes murmured, her screen glowing with encrypted bursts. Peshawar route. Arms from Ohio Shell Corp. My pulse spiked, but face stayed stone. Crossref with Apex manifests. And Polmwin Auto Records, public domain only. She nodded. No questions. Reyes was green, but sharp, unlike Tyler, who'd slunk into my platoon 6 months back. All wide-eyed, hero worship. I'd fast-tracked his transfer from stateside motor pool, keeping the snake close. He thought it charm, I knew it control. El Tinguin, he'd salute. Too eager. Anything for you. Anything? You'd sell it for a 6-pack. But evidence mounted, his emails to frat bros, casual boasts about cool deets from briefings. In old life, those deets cost lives. This round, I'd feed him honeyed lies. Watch him squirm. Homefront updates came via encrypted app, Mom's Bistro. Tho, Ohio, turning heads with fusion twists, bulgogi tacos. Vet discounts. She texted a pic, beaming in an apron.
No flanelarmer.
Proud.
Gone guy?
Shop's ours. Dad vanished to a trailer in Akron. Consulting, gigs dried up post-indictment. Whispers said he hit AA hard. But I didn't buy redemption arcs. Not yet. A week in, the op dropped. Intel on a high-value target. Ex-Blackwater fixer with Crow's prints all over. Ghostwire, we codenamed it, traced the digital breadcrumbs back to US.
Soil.
My call, drone overwatch. No boots unless greenlit. Brass loved clean kills. I loved buried bodies. Briefing room. Humid as a swamp. Colonels in starch tans. Tyler fidgeting in the back. Captain Nguyen, Jen. Harlan barked, no relation to Crow. Thank Christ. Your play. Make it sing. I laid it out, sat recon.
Sigen intercepts.
A faint patrol to flush. Tyler's eyes lit. Too much. Post-meet. I cornered him. Private. You seem invested. He grinned.
Boyish.
Just pumped.
Mom.
Like old times at Kent. Old times. When you'd trip me in halls for laughs. Stay sharp. Loose lips sink careers. His nod was puppet quick. That night, I mirrored his phone, agency black magic. Untraceable. First ping, text to Brody Kent, holy shit. ES in charge of HVD hit. Deets incoming? Incoming my ass. I forwarded to IA. Anonymous. With a nudge. Monitor for leaks. Ghost wire unfolded like clockwork. Drone feed crisp. Target pinned in a cost-safe house. Strike at 0300. Hellfire whisper.
Noise plus. Post up.
Brass medals rained. I got a silver star nod. Quiet. But Tyler? Pulled for psych eval. His phone confiscated. He cornered me in the chow hall. Sweat slick. Captain. What's this? I didn't. Save it. I hissed.
Low.
You're out. Home to mommy. Tell her I said hi. His face crumpled. Betrayal?
But. Kettle.
But you recruited me. And now I unrecruit. Consider it mercy. He slunk off. Discharge papers burning. One thread snipped. Back stateside R&R. Summer 21. Ohio Green. Cicadas unchanged. Mom's bistro thrummed. Tables packed. Her laugh free. Esther. Look. Reviews say best damn pho west of Hanoi. I hugged her. Inhaling lemongrass and victory. You earned it. Ma. Dad showed uninvited. Gaunt in a polo that hung loose. Heard you got a star.
Congrats. No salute.
Just a beer bottle twisted in his fist. Thanks. How's retirement? He shrugged, eyes darting. Quiet. Too quiet. Guilt? Or scheming? My intel said he'd pinged old contacts, desperate emails to low-rent fixers. Stay that way, Dad. For everyone's sake. Dinner. Awkward trio. Mom mediating with stories of bistro drama. Rick helped with the plumbing last week, she said. Hopeful. Helped?
I bet sabotage.
Post-meal.
Porch confab.
What now? Esther? You win. Shop's hers. I'm broke. Happy. Happy? The word tasted ash. It's not about winning. It's about not dying for your debts. His laugh cracked. Dying? Dramatic much? I never. You did. The word slipped. Timeline bleeding. His eyes widened. Did he feel the echo? Kid. You're scaring me.
Good.
Live with it. Leave ended. Back to the sandbox. Promotion stacked. Major by 22. JSOC liaison. Ops blurred. Raids in Hellmand. Cyber stings on Haqqani funds. But the big one brewed. Operation Iron Veil. Dismantling US-linked arms rings. Crow's ghost loomed. His trial stateside dragged. Plea deals crumbling under my anonymous dumps. Tyler resurfaced. Dishonorable discharge.
Couch surfing in Kent.
Jamie texted. He's a mess.
S.
Blames you. I replied. Let him. But pity flickered in old life. He'd died heroic. Redeeming late. Here, petty poison.
Pruned.
Fall 22. Stateside again. Kent State homecoming. Ironic. Parade down Lincoln Way. Me in blues. Chest heavy with fruit salad. Crowd cheered. Mom waved from the curb.
Dad.
Absent? No. Lurking by the VFW float. Nursing a flask. Post-parade. He ambushed. Major now? Salutes from grunts. I halted. MPs trailing discreet.
Earning.
Unlike some. His voice dropped.
Croissant.
Said you fed the feds. My own kid. Ratting dad. Ratting? The irony. You ratted first. Troops died because of it. Lies. It was business. Business that killed me. Slip again. He recoiled. What the hell? Esther? You talk like you're a ghost? Forget it. Walk away. Or join Crow in Leavenworth. He deflated, shambling off. Mom later. He cries at night. You know. Misses his girl. His girl. The one he sold. Iron Veil launched Winter 23, multi-agency hammer. My intel the nail. Raids hit Ohio warehouses, Dad's old shop a footnote. But his name in ledgers. Arrests cascaded. Fixers. Vets gone rogue. A Crow flipped fully. Naming names, Richard and Gwyn top of the plea list. I watched from Langley.
Detached.
Testify? No, ghost in the machine. Dad's call came. Voice slurry. Esther. They got me.
Wide froth.
Conspiracy. 10 years minimum. Silence stretched. You chose this. I chose family. After Nom. The VA screwed me. Your mom. The bills.
Mom.
You chose greed.
Click.
Trial 24. Cleveland Federal Court. Me on leave. Anonymous in gallery.
Dad.
Shackled. Eyes hollow. Prosecutor painted him. Traitor for hire. Selling sons and daughters for scraps. Exhibits. Emails. My death in proxy. Outpost blast pinned on his tip. His testimony cracked. I didn't mean. Esther was always the strong one. I was weak.
Weak.
The word hung. Mom testified too. Voice steady. He broke us. But she fixed it. Verdict. 15. No parole soon. As marshals led him, our eyes locked.
So the kid, he mouthed.
Sorry? Too late for tomorrow's. Post-trial. Twist hit. Leaked psych eval on dad, PTSD undiagnosed. Nom flashbacks fueling the hate. Not excuse, but fracture. Had I pushed too hard? Rebirth's gift doubt. Back to war. But lighter. 25 now. Grok whispers in briefings. XAI's edge on pattern wreck. Ops smoother. Enemies ghosted. Home. Mom's bistro expanded. Jamie's kid calling me Annie S. Dad's letters from prison. Rambling apologies. Proud now. Salutes in my dreams. Burned em. But one I kept. You saved me from myself. Revenge's end? Not triumph, but exhale. Trung Sin wasn't curse or crown, it was scalpel. Carving out rot. Yet in quiet moments, mirror gazing, I wondered, who was the real betrayer? The man who sold me, or the daughter who rebuilt on his bones? The Hindu Kush doesn't forgive mistakes, but it teaches you to spot them from a mile out, silhouettes against the ridgeline. Whispers in the wind. By spring 25. Colonel Nguyen, that's me now. Stars heavy on epaulets. Ran the intel hub at Bagram Redux. A fortress of servers and suspicion where every ping could be a prelude to payday. Iron Veil's mop-up had netted headlines. Patriot purge. Traitors in cuffs. But the real war was shadowboxing ghosts. Mine included. Dad's appeals dragged in appeals court. A farce of technicalities. While Mom's life bloomed, faux Ohio franchise to Columbus. Her face on local news as immigrant success story. I called weekly.
Her voice a bomb.
Esther. The baby's teething, Jamie's little one. Come home. Be auntie.
Soon. Ma.
Always soon. But duty chained, fresh chatter on resurgent cells. U.S. Enablers sniffing opportunity. Tyler's name popped in a periphery report. Drunk tweetstorm from Kent. Army screwed me. But payback's coming.
Petty. But patterns worried me.
I'd pruned him. Not pulped. Reyes. Now, my XO. Flagged it during morning brief. Ma'am. Low threat. But guy's got old Apex contacts. Monitor? Full spectrum, I ordered. And pull his financials, see if he's biting hooks. She saluted crisp. Loyalty like that? Rare as rain here. In old life, she'd been the one to drag my body from the rubble. Her screams haunting my fade out. This timeline, I'd pulled her from a bad op last year. Medevac chopper. Her leg shredded. Payback. Quiet. Afternoons bled into code cracking. AI sifts from XAI feeds. Grok's neural nets spotting laundering layers faster than caffeine. One thread tugged familiar. Akron drops. Dad's old trailer park as nexus. Coincidence? Hell no. A fixer named RN, Richard Nguyen, pushing veteran specials to overseas buyers. My gut twisted. Prison walls porous?
Or proxy.
I greenlit a sting. Undercover asset. Fake vet with deep pockets. Buy low. Confirm high. Assets report. 48 hours. Meet at a dive off I-77. Handshake with a go-between. Dad's cousin. Lou. The weasel who'd co-signed his loans. Rick sends regards. Says his girl's too busy for family biz. My girl. The venom lingered. Loose spilled under buyer's charm. Rick's got pull inside, guards on take. Passing notes. Wants out early. Clean slate.
Clean?
Over my dog tags. I forwarded to BOP Intel. CCNG FBI. Conspiracy to evade sentencing.
Gwen. R.
Federal inmate 47892. Backlash hit fast. Dad's cell tossed. Lou pinched for questioning. His call from solitary collect. Voice gravel. Esther, what did you do? Truth? What you taught me. Survive. You ruthless bitch. I said sorry. Sorry's a prayer for the weak.
Rot. Dad.
It's your bed.
Click.
Final. But the twist uncoiled slow. Venomous. Interrogations leaked Dad's notes weren't deals, they were warnings.
To me.
Scribbled manifests. Crow's boys circling your ops. Watch Peshawar. Timestamps predated my stings. Had he flipped? From stripes to snitch? Reyes confirmed. Eyes wide.
Ma'am.
He's been feeding BOP crumbs on Apex holdouts. Traded for time off. Traded. Like always. Rage boiled. Betrayal anew? Or atonement's claw? I dug deeper. Prison shrink notes. Buried in FOIA pull. Dad sessions. Dreams of her dying. Blood on my hands. Gotta make right. Right? The word mocked. In my rebirth haze. I'd assumed pure rot. Now. Fractured light pierced. PTSD's grip. Nom's echo, not excuse. But echo of my own ghosts. Decision loomed. Controversial as hell. Testify at his resentencing? Brass frowned. Family ties compromise. But gut screamed closure. I flew stateside. Unannounced. Cleveland courthouse, a concrete crypt. Mom met me at baggage. Aged but fierce.
He wrote you.
Burned the others. The letter. Yellowed legal pad. Scrawl shaky. Esther, knew it was you from the start. The audits.
The tips.
Smart. Like your ma. But the dreams. I see you die. Every night. Nom did that to me. Made me hate what I couldn't be. Sold out to feel big. Stupid. If this gets out, tell him I ratted to save you.
Not me. Love. Dad. Love.
First time in ink. Tears blurred. I swiped them.
Stealing.
Courtroom. Dad in orange. Gaunt as a specter. Judge. Stern widow's peak. New evidence. Cooperation substantial. Mitigating factors. Service record. Mental health. Prosecutor balked. He betrayed troops. I stood. Hand raised. Permission? Your Honor? Captain, Colonel Nguyen. Proceed. All eyes. Gallery murmurs. Mom's gasp. Sir. The defendant. My father. His actions cost lives. Mine. Almost. Murmur swelled. But he's testified against the machine that shoot us both. Reduced to time served. Let him rebuild if he can. Controversy erupted. Vets in back row booed. Headlines later screamed, Traitor's daughter goes soft. But judge nodded.
Pensive.
Noted. Sentencing, 5 years probation. Restitution full. Dismissed. Dad's eyes met mine. Gratitude? Shame? Why? Second chances. I whispered. Turning. Don't waste it.
Outside.
Press swarm. Mike's thrust. Colonel. Betrayal or blood? I shouldered through. Family's complicated. So's war. Mom hugged.
Sobbing.
My brave ones. Probation meant dad free. Akron halfway house. Community service at VFW. His first letter post. Washing dishes for heroes.
Fitting.
Thanks.
Kid. Salutes. Salutes.
I framed it. Beside Mom's earrings. Back to Kush. Ops peaked. Final apex cell rolled. Peshawar dried. Promotion to bird, Colonel whispered, JSOC deputy. Reyes popped champagne, non-reg, to ghosts exorcise. Ghosts? Some lingered. Tyler's trail went cold, rehab. Rumors said. Jamie's nudge. I sent flowers. Anonymous. Clean start. 25 Christmas. Ohio snow. Bistro glow. Family table. Mom. Jamie's clan. Dad at end, clean shaven. Awkward. Past the Newark man. Rick. Mom teased. He did. Eyes down. To me. Heard your bird bound. Proud.
Proud.
Echoed hollow. But real. I clinked his water glass. Earn it daily. Twist's tail. Dad's final gift. Slipped under door New Year's. Dog tags. Mine from old life? No, his. Engraved fresh. Esther, captain of my heart. Heart, the man who'd ridiculed. Betrayed. Frozen under salutes, now thawed. Human. Rebirth's arc bent. Not by kitsch. But how laced with scars. I shipped final stateside. Pentagon desk calling. No more sand. Just strategy. In the end, revenge wasn't destruction, it was dissection. Laying bare the man. The monster. The mending. And me, stronger. Salutes eternal. America's tense. Controversial core. blood thicker than intel, grudges deeper than graves. But from ashes, phoenix or drone rises. Mine did, wings wide,